what you learned from the sermon?
I learned a lot of things about Africa.
What did you learn about Africa?
I learned that some people say that Jesus was in Africa and that he came from Africa. But what I want to know, he left Africa and went to Israel because he was called an Israelite. So I was a little puzzled.
I can understand why.
Where are you from?
Today I'm going to be asking what you learned from the sermon.
What did I learn from the sermon? Okay. I learned that a lot of the Bible took place in Africa. I also learned that it makes sense for it to have taken place in Africa because so much of our history is tied in to that continent. And I also learned that there's a lot of people who don't know that. So when we hear the reminders of our history, it's important because as the pastor said, if you don't know who you are through God, you're not going to know who you are. What did you learn?
Thanks for asking. I learned that the best gift in the world came from Africa.
Amen. This is the best gift, right? Well, thank you for interviewing me.
I can do it anytime.
Huh?
I can do it anytime.
Well, thank you. Nice. Good job, Mr. Ephraim.
Okay. Just one question. What did you get from the service? What is your takeaway today?
I think it's, especially with this is Black History Month, I think it's very, very inspirational and very informative for those who don't know the historical context of Christianity. And the pastor brought it out in terms of when you remember, when you consider geographical area and the time frame in which we were talking about, he put it all together. And that's something that, and a key point I think, which is very inspiring or informative rather, is when he mentioned why would God hide Jesus in Egypt if he didn't look like the Egyptians.
And today I'm going to ask you, what inspired you to make this sermon?
Oh, so your name is what, Ephraim? All right, I'm glad you asked that question. When I came here, people used to say that Africa was a dark continent without the knowledge of God. God did not know Africa, African did not know God until the missionaries came to Africa. And so as I searched the Bible, and I said no, and then our culture, and I realized that there's so much that God had done among African people. Israelites went to Africa, Jesus went to Africa, there was interaction, the knowledge of God was in Africa, the Sabbath was in Africa, and that's why I said I have to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so our people will get to know who they are in God, know their heritage in the Lord. Amen.
Where's the tissue? Use the tissue.
God bless.